Hey, what's up? Today I want to talk about the business entrepreneur definition, what that means being an entrepreneur, and what makes someone an entrepreneur more likely to do that. Before I begin, down below there's a link, and if you click on it, there's actually education and training on the most important skill to learn if you're going to sell a product or idea or service online. Now, you see, like me, I see the word entrepreneur being thrown around a lot. And so, what does it mean? Well, there's one definition that I really like, and that is when someone shapes to the world more to their own vision. Now, some people feel that being an entrepreneur is taking risk. Starting a business or having a business where you could lose money, and you take your own money to try to make more money with it. But no matter how you look at it, there's going to be some risk involved. Because when you work for somebody, yeah, you can get fired, but it's their idea, it's their equipment, their stuff that you're working with. So all of us really have entrepreneur qualities. Okay, some people more than others. One of the qualities I always felt an entrepreneur has is, well, they're rebellious. They kind of rebel against what other people want them to do. They kind of march their own drumbeat, don't follow the crowd. But one thing that I noticed, I don't know if you ever thought about this yourself, but how many successful entrepreneurs are like younger brothers or sisters, you know, like Jeff Bezos. He's the richest man in the world now, right? The CEO of Amazon.com. He's a younger brother. Uh, and I actually looked this up. There's actually a study on, I think on Google, but of 17,000 people in the 1970s, and they found that the youngest born kid in a family, and there's no business experience in the family, nobody had a business, they were 50% more likely to have a startup, like a business. And if there was business experience in the family, it went to like 70% if the father had one. One person who I really kind of admire, who's has started up a lot of businesses, is Gary Vee, right? He's big in social media, huge, and you know, basically he watched his father go in the liquor business and work insane hours and got success, and that was an inspiration for him. Um, but yeah, he's very rebellious, and he one of the things he said that made him successful is that he said that he's an immigrant from Russia. He said that immigrants are more likely to succeed because they don't spend money on dumb shit. They like just make the money and then they hoard it almost and then just buy some business or something. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I guess living in the shadows of somebody else just pisses somebody else off, so they want to do their own thing. And I'm a younger brother myself, and I love my brother to death. But there's always that bigger brother syndrome. He uses the leverage of more experience or age or I don't know something where I kind of want to do my own thing in a lot of ways too. I don't want to be in somebody else's shadow, you know. So even like with jobs, right? Like I've done a lot of different jobs, tons of variety of jobs, and the ones that I've always really enjoyed were the ones that gave me the most freedom, like uh, working at a restaurant where they didn't micromanage me. They just kind of like, hey, do your own thing. So I was pretty much in business for myself in a lot of ways. They gave me a lot of, you know, well, I could do whatever I want to do. They weren't micromanaging me. But the high end restaurants I worked at where they're like, every little thing you gotta say perfect, I just like, I'm out of here. I got fired from two of those places. I didn't last long. Another thing with selling cars was a lot of fun. I had a blast selling cars, and they let me do my own thing too. So I don't like the whole micromanaging thing. How about you? Another thing which I was thinking about is maybe just finding a safe, secure job now is harder because the world is just crazy. It's always changing. Things are changing around. Uh, like my dad, for example, he didn't go to college. Out of high school, he got this really good job, paid a lot of money. Supposedly, they let him do his own thing, uh, and it was like a guaranteed paycheck. If I had a job like that, I I'd be set. I'd be like, "Oh, this is amazing." But those jobs are hard to find nowadays. So that's why I think it's pushing more people to kind of try to figure out what other ways of making money. and it's pushing people to be more of entrepreneur-like. So, but I don't know if you ever experienced this yourself, but being an entrepreneur, sometimes you don't make any money in the beginning, and it's longer hours, and you might make money in the future, but it's just more of a crapshoot. It's more risk taking, uh, which kind of sucks. So not a lot of people go through. They don't have the patience. They want to like, well, this sucks. There's no money, and they want to go do something else, and they quit. So one of the things that I felt has really been helpful to my own life, because I talked to some other people I know, like there's a good friend of mine who's like, well, if I don't make $100,000 a year, he needs that just to survive or something. He was telling me, I'm like, what the heck? That's crazy. Um, but one of the things that kind of helped me, I think, is hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, because all I looked forward to was finding water and like breaks. And I didn't have nothing. So it kind of retrains your brain to realizing that, hey, you could make it without all the material stuff that some people feel they need to have, right? And then some people have, they see that show Hoarders, where they just have to hoard everything. Some people feel you need to make a certain amount of money. And it's like almost like we have cages that we create around ourselves. We limit ourselves based on things. So it's very helpful for me to do backpacking for long distances, because you kind of realize you don't really need a lot of stuff. So if when you take a risk like me or whatever and you lose it all, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. And some people, they just can't take risk. Not just with their money, but also another way of thinking about it is they're so scared to fail or look stupid in front of their peers, friends, or people, which holds people back. And that's another hurdle. And if you're scared of that, it might be better just to fuck up on purpose, just to kind of get over that fear. So, it's in reality, it's like back to what I was saying about backpacking. When you don't have shit, then you also, it helps you appreciate what you have. And the main thing is like my phone. This is probably the one thing that I'd be hard to live without. But funny enough is in Cambodia, I actually got my phone stolen a lot. That's where a lot of my money went to buying phones, like lost or stolen, or a couple of them, like I think one or two I gave away or whatever. Anyways, now the cool thing about nowadays is with the internet, it's just opened so many doors. There's so many other ways you can make money, and not just with brick and mortar, which is tough, right? So that's why the internet, it allows, it's just, yeah, for very little money you can get started and you could make money. But if you sound skeptical, then you're right. I mean, it sounds easy, but it's not. You know, being an entrepreneur, or being on the internet, affiliate market or whatever, you have to sell. And if you don't sell, you don't get shit. Doesn't matter how many followers you have or fans or likes or any of that shit. At the end of the day, nothing gets sold. Uh, and if you don't know what you're doing in that part, because it sounds easy, but it's not. It's more harder. If you don't know what you're doing, then you're gonna struggle. You're not gonna make any money. You're gonna waste your time, energy, and that sucks. That's not fun. Plus, there's a lot of money to be made after that first sale if you know what you're doing. Um, so that's a very important key concept. And if you want to learn that skill, that concept, just click that link below. I hope this video gave you some value. If you like it, just click the thumbs up button. You can share it. And yeah, I wish you the best. Take care and bye.